Shabba and the Hadzabe build a traditional home for his European wife Fire. After realizing she couldn't handle sleeping under the stars and wasn't comfortable in a hotel, Shabba made a bold decision. If my wife won't live in a hotel and won't sleep outside, we will build her a Hadzabe home. The entire village cheered at the idea. Some laughed, some shook their heads, but all agreed it was time for the European woman to experience true Hadzabe life. Step 1. Gathering materials. Herb deciduous tree. Before the sun was high, the men and women split up to collect everything needed for a traditional Hadzabe hut. Small blue diamond. The men cut down strong branches to form the frame of the house. Small blue diamond. The women gathered dry grass to create a thatched roof. Small blue diamond. Shabba's wife wanted to help, but every time she touched the grass, a tiny lizard jumped out, making her scream and drop everything. The women laughed so hard they couldn't stand. Shabba shook his head, smirking. My love, if lizards scare you, how will you live in your Hadzabe house? She sighed. I will learn. Step 2. Building the frame. Building construction. The men worked with expert hands, tying branches together to create the frame. Shabba's wife watched in amazement. You don't use nails? Or cement? One of the elders laughed. No, daughter. We use what nature gives us. Inspired, she picked up some rope to help tie the branches. First attempt? The branch fell apart. Second attempt? The whole frame wobbled dangerously. Shabba grabbed it just in time. Maybe just watch, my love. She rolled her eyes. Fine. Step 3. Thatched roof and final touches. Sheaf of rice. The women brought bundles of dry grass, ready to cover the house. Shabba's wife wanted to help, so she climbed up to place some on the roof. Bad idea. As soon as she stepped on the roof frame, it creaked dangerously. Shabba yelled, wait. Crack. She fell straight through the half-built roof, landing inside the house. Silence. Then, the whole village erupted in laughter. Shabba ran over, tears of laughter in his eyes. My love, I think you are the first person to ever fall into their own home. She groaned. At least it's my house I ruined. The women laughed so hard they cried. The finished house with garden fire. By sunset, the house was complete. A beautiful, round hut stood proudly in the village, made from wood, grass, and Hadzabe craftsmanship. Shabba's wife stepped inside, looking around. It was simple, but warm and welcoming. Shabba smiled. Now, you have a Hadzabe home. Will you sleep here tonight? She hesitated, then nodded. Yes. The whole village cheered. That night, she lay inside her new home, listening to the sounds of the African night. No walls. No luxury bed. Just the stars, the crackling fire, and her new Hadzabe family. And for the first time since arriving, she felt truly at home. Next day, Shabba's European wife tries hunting, a wild adventure. Bow and arrow fire. After surviving her first night in her new Hadzabe home, Shabba's European wife woke up feeling proud but exhausted. She had expected a restful sleep, but instead, she spent half the night jumping at every little sound outside. Rustling leaves? A leopard, for sure. Distant howling? Definitely hyenas plotting something. A soft hissing noise? A snake sneaking into the hut. At least, that's what her panicked mind told her. By sunrise, she had barely slept, but she had done it. She had survived. As she stepped out, blinking in the bright sun, Shabba was already waiting with a huge grin. Good morning, my queen. You are still alive. I told you, the Hadzabe way is strong. She sighed. Barely. The village women laughed, offering her some roasted meat from the fire. She sat down to eat, still trying to shake off the exhaustion. But then, Shabba clapped his hands. Today is a big day, my love. Today, you will learn to hunt like a Hadzabe. She choked on her food. What? Flushed face. Step 1. Learning the Hadzabe hunting ways. Bow and arrow bore. The Hadzabe are expert hunters, using handmade bows and poisoned arrows to hunt for food. No supermarkets. No freezers. If you want meat, you go into the wild and get it yourself. Shabba handed his wife a small bow and an arrow. She stared at it like it was a foreign object. How do I even hold this? The hunters laughed, and one of them, a young man named Juma, demonstrated. He pulled back the bowstring with perfect ease, aimed at a small tree in the distance, and let the arrow fly. Thwack! Right into the bark. Shabba clapped proudly. See? Easy. She narrowed her eyes. Yeah, easy for you. Step 2, her first shot, disaster. Direct hit face with tears of joy. Determined to try, she gripped the bow and pulled back the string. Except, the string was tight, way tighter than she expected. Her arms trembled. Her fingers slipped. And before she could even aim, whip, the arrow flew sideways and landed in the dirt, right at Shabba's feet. The whole village burst into laughter. Shabba jumped back, clutching his heart. Woman! Are you trying to kill me? She groaned, covering her face. That was an accident. One of the elders chuckled. Daughter, if you hunt like this, the animals will just laugh at you and run away. The teasing was merciless, but she was determined. Let me try again. Step 3, the great guinea fowl chase bird woman running. After several failed shots, Shabba decided to make things easier. No big animals for now. Let's start with something small. The target? A guinea fowl pecking at the ground nearby. Shabba whispered, these birds are fast, but if you sneak up quietly, you can shoot before they fly away. She nodded, gripping the bow tightly. Small blue diamond. Step 1, creep forward slowly. Good. Small blue diamond. Step 2, raise the bow. Still good. Small blue diamond. Step 3, pull back the string. Oh, arms shaking again. Small blue diamond. Step 4, release. Swoosh. The arrow. 3.2 Silent communication during hunts. Hunting requires stealth, and the Hadzabe have developed unique ways to communicate without alerting their prey. Click language. Their language includes soft click sounds that help them communicate while remaining discreet. Hand signals, used to indicate direction, distance, or potential dangers. Mimicry. Some Hadzabe can imitate animal calls to attract prey or mislead them. 3.3 Group hunting tactics. While some hunting is done individually, larger game requires teamwork. Encirclement strategy. Hunters surround an animal and gradually close in, preventing escape. Chasing and exhaustion method involves tracking and chasing an animal until it becomes too tired to flee. 3.4 Solo hunting for small game. Many Hadzabe hunters specialize in hunting alone, targeting smaller animals such as birds, hares, monkeys, small antelopes. Solo hunting relies on patience, precision, and knowledge of an animal's behavior. 4. Seasonal hunting patterns. The Hadzabe adjust their hunting strategies based on the time of year and availability of prey. 4.1 Dry season hunting. Best time for large game. Many animals gather around waterholes, making them easier to find. Increased reliance on poisoned arrows to compensate for the scarcity of prey. 4.2 Rainy season hunting. More small game hunting, since large animals disperse and become harder to track. Opportunistic hunting. Hunters rely more on foraging to supplement their diet. 5. Specialized hunting techniques for different animals. Different prey requires different hunting approaches. The Hadzabe have developed unique techniques for various species. 5.1 Hunting large game, buffalo, kudu, zebra, gazelle. Requires teamwork. Hunters must coordinate their movements carefully. Poisoned arrows are essential. The animals are too strong to be taken down with regular arrows. Tracking skills are crucial. Large animals often run for miles before succumbing to poison. 5.2 Hunting medium-sized game, warthogs, baboons, porcupines. Quick ambushes work best, these animals are fast and alert. Hunters use natural cover, hiding behind trees or rocks, before attacking. 5.3 Hunting birds and small game, guinea fowl, pigeons, hares. Fast reflexes and accuracy are needed, since these animals move quickly. Throwing sticks and small arrows are preferred, to avoid damaging the meat. 6. Conservation and challenges to Hadzabe hunting. Despite their expert hunting techniques, the Hadzabe face increasing challenges that threaten their traditional way of life. 6.1 Land loss and encroachment. Agriculture and livestock expansion reduces the Hadzabe's hunting grounds. Tourism and conservation policies, some hunting areas are now restricted. 6.2 Declining wildlife populations. Overhunting by outsiders, commercial poaching affects the Hadzabe's prey. Climate change alters migration patterns and food availability. It's attacking me, she yelled, jumping back. Hot soup dripped from her hair, arms, and dress. The villagers howled with laughter. Shabba was laughing so hard he was crying. My love, the food is not your enemy. Step 5, the final taste test. Finally, after hours of chaos, shouting, and running from chickens, the food was ready. The whole village sat around the fire, waiting to taste the masterpiece. Shabba took the first bite, and his face froze. Silence. The villagers leaned in. Then suddenly, Shabba shouted, "Water. I need water." She had accidentally put 5 times more salt than needed. Shabba's eyes watered, his face turned red, and he reached for a jug, gulping down half of it in one breath. The man patted him on the back, laughing. The women wiped away tears from laughing so hard. Shabba's wife covered her face. Maybe I should just stick to restaurant food, she mumbled. Shabba pulled her into a hug, still coughing from the salty disaster. Don't worry, my love, tomorrow, we let the Real cooks handle it. And just like that, the village had one of its funniest nights ever.
Kula haina dudu.
Baby, I'm going to go. Kau masuk alam gitu. Cuma mak mau coba orang kerja sah. Hai tu mak.
Bumbuli pe balu pa mo tsai. Afite akete ko akwa masala ko bami. Hello dada.
Kwaya bamisaka kamesa a ubatema. Kabo kakawako. Kathai mashine yako i. Nako alisha itashe. Eten asa i a. Eso za iko thai mashi. Ako na. Miniti.
Tika omena kote asa. Kuyeta dait kwa iti wa aiche ka. Kababa.
Utakosa taka isako kwaka au kotaka ini.
Aku kuyu.
Haka ku iso. Saka ku kuyu. Kunu pe apa pe. Jana akapi amahe. Pese ninda esto dawenda kwa koja. Dako. Ata hawe ha misho pese ninda yola kinaka. Ata kusema sasa sola la ukenda zamu kana tena zaza micha ya moka ishi kati kaiti asa kailina mo weso chapa ula iso chi weso ba maza naka hate akema ita
Sola.
Coba pun.
Bago kertas itu. Itu sama kau tegok.
Lagi coba. Tok.
Silangera ezola nanja nashoka endera fumabo naledanganya naledanganya